Hey guys, it's Becky. Today I'm going to show you how I color correct. Okay, so all of us have these places on our face where we have discoloration. So whether it's, under our eyes here, so you can really see how it's discolored there. When I was pregnant with my son Logan, for some reason I had this like red vein pop up on my face, which I like to correct that. I had a blemish like not too long ago, so that's the result of that. And then just all around you have like little veins, especially under your nose right here. And a lot of people have red in their cheeks and chin. So today I'm going to teach you how I color correct. Okay, so first steps first is you wash your face. Always wash your face, no matter what. Whether you're going to wear makeup or not, wash your face morning and night. Okay, so what I wash my face with is Synergen Synerderm 3-in-1 cleanser. And this is what it looks like right here. Hopefully it's not backwards for you guys. But if it is, I'm sorry. Okay, so this actually has a toner in it. So because it has a toner in it, it's already going to help with color correction. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to use is see this little container here? Okay, this is called Synerderm Eye Illuminator. Let me see if you guys can check that out. I don't know. Okay, there we go. So hopefully, I don't know if it'll be backwards or not. I don't know. Okay, so this is what it looks like. See? It is tinted. So what you do in the morning is after you wash your face, and you do your whole skin routine, hopefully you're moisturizing because you definitely need to be. You're just going to barely tap. This stuff has lasted forever. I've had it 3 months already and look, barely even a dent. Just nothing. Okay, so you're only going to take the tiniest amount. Okay, and we're just going to I put one dot under here and one dot over here. Okay, and then you just kind of do the tops. And remember, whenever you're working with your eyes, okay, so that's enough. Just 4 little dots, top, bottom of each eye. Okay, when you're working with your eyes, you want to make sure and be extremely gentle because your eyes are the first thing to age, right? So if you're rubbing, then your face is going to remember that with you rubbing, and it's going to cause wrinkles and actually cause way more problems. Okay, so don't do that. It's best around your eyes to tap. Tap it in. If you guys hear that, that's my 8-year-old. I'm paying him to watch my 1-year-old in the living room while I make this video. Okay, so we're just tapping. Tap it all in. Just with your finger, or you can use a beauty blender or, sponge, whatever. But I just use my fingers. Okay, so already that looks quite a bit better, right? But you can still see where you have the discoloration right here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Just keep tapping. And it's all blended in. Now, I'm going to start, because technically that is part of your beauty routine. You would want to use that whether you're going to put on makeup or not. If you have the eye illuminator, that's definitely what you're going to want to use. Now, before you even start makeup, you should be, hopefully you are using Silk, okay? Hopefully it'll clear up. Okay, so this is our Make Sense Silk, and it is pore and wrinkle reducer. So I kind of think of it, because I came from a family of like builders and construction workers, it's kind of like spackle. You got to like cover up all the wrinkles, fill in the cracks, fill in the holes. If you have, uneven skin, that's going to help with that. And it's really going to fill in your pores. So just 1 squirt. That might be too much. I don't know. And see, as you can see, look, it starts to run. See, it kind of starts to melt. See that? Okay, so I just put it like kind of here, just basically on the main parts of your face. Okay, but then what you're going to want to do is rub it in a downward stroke, because that is the way your hair grows. That's the way you're going to be putting all of your makeup on, hopefully, in downward strokes, so it all just blends together. And it fills in your pores better if you do it in downward strokes. Okay, so remember, let's try not rub too much on the eyes. Tap. Okay, and then it dries pretty quickly. Just, I know you can't feel it, but it's dry. Okay. I'm actually getting a phone call, but I'm going to have to ignore you. I'm sorry. I don't recognize the number, but if it's you calling, really sorry. Okay, so now that our silk, remember silk, which I do have available if you need it. We are going to use the best products ever. Color Concealer. Okay. Also by Synergens, go figure, I have it in green and white, right? I know what you're thinking. Green. Who the heck wants green on their face? You know what? Green actually counteracts the effects of red. So if you have redness, you will need to use something that has green in it, like a green primer, or preferably this color corrector, okay? Synergens color corrector, which does have anti-aging properties in it. So you really can't go wrong with that, right? Okay, so this is the green I'm going to work with. Just put a tiny little dab. And this right here is enough for everything you have. In fact, it's probably way too much. So I have red here. Remember that spot I talked about? Oops, kind of missed it, didn't I? Okay, just put it in there. Green over there. Okay, I have red around my nose here. And you see the red veins. I know this is gross, but you see I have red veins. Okay, so put the green there. All along where it's going to be red. So I do it around the crack of my nose here. And look, remember I said I had that blemish? Green. And then your chin gets kind of red sometimes. Green. Okay, and if your cheeks, green. Okay, so I know that looks crazy. So let's go ahead and take our Beauty Blender sponge. This is just a cheap dollar store sponge. I like them because if they get dirty, I throw them away. I don't wash them. I just throw them away. And you don't want to use the same sponge repeatedly because it'll have a lot of bacteria on it. Even though you just washed your face, you're still going to get bacteria. Okay, so regular sponge, nothing special. And we're going to go ahead and just tap it in. And so you can still see the spot where I have the vein that shows, but it's no longer as red. Do you see? Doesn't that look much nicer? And see, we have around here, you see the veins in my nose right there? Let's blend them in. Look, do you see? Gone. Do one little blend. You see the veins here, but not here. I know, I'm sorry that you guys are all up in my nose, but you know what? People need to know this stuff. See, look at that. How much better is that? Okay, let's go ahead and blend in this side. And get those veins in my nose on this side. Because nobody wants to look veiny. Okay, and then remember the blemish I had on my chin? Look at that. Ta-da! You really cannot see any red. My nose looks good. Little spot up here looks great. Okay, so green, right? Who would have thunk? Green. Okay. Now, for the white. Same thing. Color corrector, Synerderm, Synergens product. Anti-aging. Okay. So, same dealio. What is a white? Correct? Gray. If you have gray or brown spots, the white is what's going to correct that. So, we're just going to put like a little dab. Okay, and so look, do you see like all these gray right here? And then you can even see I have a weird spot where my eye creases. Keep in mind this eyeliner is tattooed. Just, I like to say that in pretty much all of my videos so people don't think, you know, I don't know what you think, but. Okay, so see this? We're just going to put it here. And see, most people think that you should put it right under your eye. That is incorrect. Go on the outside. The outside of your bag. Do you see where my bag starts under here? Those are not the kind of bags you want, ladies. No. You're going to start on the outside of the bag. Don't actually fill in where you have the bags. Do you know why? When you lighten something, it brings it forward. Well, guess what? If you have bags under your eyes, girl, they are already popping forward. You don't want that. You want to recede them. So let's look down. It always looks better. See, look. You can barely see any bags here, but look at that, ladies. See? So I always want to look down and go ahead. Ta-da. Okay. So there we go. And you can either tap it in with your fingers like this, or use your beauty sponge and just keep tapping until it's all in there. And you can bring it up a little bit under your eye, but again, you want the majority of it, let's go ahead and use our sponge, to be on the outside. And look at that. Much better, right? And keep in mind, guys, this is all before you even put concealer on. This is before you put your base on. This is before you put your tinted moisturizer on. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? Looks pretty good, right? So that is how I cover up. What are we trying to cover up? That's how I cover up discoloration in my face. There's really nothing to it. You just have to know a few tips and tricks as far as what combats what. Like the green takes the red out, and the white will take the brown and gray out. So there you go. Let's take it a little step further. Even though that's pretty much it, let's go ahead and use our concealers so I can show you exactly what it's going to look like at the end. Okay. So, of course, I am using, as always, Make Sense Foundation Anti-Aging. Okay? Anti-Aging Foundation. And this is my highlighter. And this is my darker shade, our contour color. See? Okay, and then recently to the family, I just added Pearlizer. And you can add this to your foundation to give it a little bit more of a shimmer. But I love to just add it to your cheekbones as a highlighter. But you can certainly do either one of those. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just take a little bit and put it where we want highlighted, right? So where do we want highlighted? We want the top of our nose, always. Go ahead and bring it up your forehead. Kind of do your little cross right there around your eyebrows. Whatever. Craziest cross you've ever seen, right? Okay, white on your chin. White on your cheeks and down the sides of your nose. Like this. And make sure you bring your white all the way to your hairline. Don't just stop here. You want these cheekbones to pop all the way through your hairline. Okay. Does that look crazy? Good. Now, oh, and that color was, what am I using? Porcelain today, okay? And this one is suede. It's not a humongous difference. I mean, it is quite a bit, but not like the most difference. So what I'm going to do with that is just put some dots. See how you can tell this color is totally different, but it's not as dramatic as you want to do, say, at nighttime. I'm just going today to get some things for my new car. I have to get an inspection. Stuff like that. So, anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and put some darker shades under here. And what I did not do, which I want to, is put the lighter shade right here in your jawline. Because that gives the appearance that, well, you have a jawline. If you have a rounder face like mine, see, it's totally round, then that's going to help. Okay, so let's take the same Beauty Blender sponge, or you can use your brushes, but you know what? I didn't even get my brushes. So guess what? Sponge it is. Same sponge that we use. Excuse me. Okay, same sponge that we use for our green and white concealer. Word of advice, I always start with the lighter places first. I don't know why, it just feels like it works better for me. If something is a little different for you, then tweak it the way it works for your skin. So let's just start and dab it in. And you really want to just tap, because you don't want to move your color around. That's why we placed it in the certain spots where we want it, because you just don't really want to move it that much. It's already in a good spot. Leave it there, right? Okay, and let's just keep tapping. I'm going to try and do all the white places first, or the lighter places, I guess I should say. And see, now you can almost not see at all that it had any sort of bags whatsoever. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of all the white. And see, I'm going to use just the edge of my sponge to get this. So I don't really get it that much into the darker color. Okay, so that's all the white. So now let's go in, same sponge, doesn't really matter, and do the darker colors. Try to keep your hair out of it. And remember, kind of push it up into your hairline. You don't want to be able to tell your scalp is a different color. So be sure and push the dark color into your hairline. And move down here. And then we'll get down here to create a shadow. And remember, anytime you do any sort of shadow, it recedes. So you want your neck under here to recede. You don't want it to stick out, because it just makes your face look a lot rounder. Okay, so there you go. And see, look, you can just see where it kind of just goes in right here, which is just perfect for daytime. You don't need a huge, huge, huge difference for daytime, unless you just want to be dramatic all the time. So what I'm going to do now, what I normally do, is I set all of that with my SeneGence, see if I can get it in here, translucent loose powder. I don't think it's going to show you. Oh, there we go. Okay, so translucent loose powder. Okay, so just take the lid off. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to tap the bottom of this and just put the powder everywhere. And there you go. And if we want to go ahead and do a blush, same as the color corrector, this is Blush Sense. And it also has our anti-aging in it, our Cineplex Complex, and it's a liquid. So if you have dry skin, especially, liquid everything is for you. You don't want to use a ton of powders, because that's just going to dry your skin out more, right? Just put a tiny bit. And this is Pouty Pink. Oh, I have a piece of the brush on my face. I hate when that happens, right? Okay, so just tap, tap, tap all the way to your hairline. Hairline. Did I say that right? Okay, and over here as well. Tap, tap, tap. And it's not ultra dramatic, again, because it's daytime. One day, I promise, I will give you guys a video for dramatic nighttime, daytime. Date night. Okay, so, now I'm going to use this right here. It is the translucent powder again, but this time it's Silver Rose. So, it has, sparkles in it, like it's really shimmery. So I just like to use it here. And let's not forget, remember, our Make Sense Pearlizer. Let's see if I can, there we go. And it's also anti-aging. So I just use a teeny tiny little Nothing. Do you see that? Just absolutely nothing. And then put it on the very top, all the way up to my hairline. And if you kind of do it in a semicircle, sort of, you know, like you do it in a little hump, it gives the appearance that your cheekbones are even higher. So that's a good little trick to pull off there. Okay, so that's it. And if you want to put a little more silver rose on top of that to set it, you totally can. And I always like to highlight my T-zone, which, if you didn't know, your T-zone is right here and all the way down. Makes a T. Makes sense, right? And so if you highlight it, it just brings it forward a little bit, which means it would bring the rest of your face back, and it makes you look a little slimmer, because slimmer, it's always better looking. It just is. Hate that it's true, but it is. So anyways, that's it, guys. That is how I color correct. And I will show you guys the finished product of my entire makeup for the day in just 1 second. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Okay, guys, so this is the finished product of my color concealing. And I went ahead and did my lipstick, and I'm wearing Cocoa today, or Coca. And here we go. Eyeshadow, concealer base, no red, no bags, no blemish. It's all good. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.